That's my hat. Greetings, everyone. Thank you for coming for tonight's channeling and strangeness. We're going to be, I'm not sure what we're channeling, playing from the futures, what I picked up. I guess the future wants to talk to us more in the present. So I guess that's what's going on. So I'm not exactly sure what the messages are. There was another one, yeah. Andromedan came through the other night, but not on this. I guess when they have something to say, they just come and visit and start talking to me in the middle of the night. So anyway, that's okay. Let's see here. Do we want to? We wanted to channel a cyborg being, because that was one of the ones we wanted to contact. Andromeda. Okay.
Did you say you built a dragon?
A dragon, yes. Earlier today, a dragon, yes. A green one. Small, not big. Yeah.
Do what makes you feel best.
Yeah, that was interesting. And Nordics have been, I feel their presence around me. Like the one I channeled last night. Yeah, last night. Yeah, dragons are good. That was good. Oh, that was another thing. I got a download about, of course, it's what, Jurassic Park coming out, but I got like a snippet of like dinosaurs, they still exist somewhere. So that's all I got. All I got was that dinosaurs are still here. That's the only thing I ever seen. I can't elaborate because that's all I received.
You mean here as in, like, not in the time period, but as in the place?
Right? Yes. Yeah, something like that. Or some kind of, I mean, something still exists.
Well, big rumor of the Megalodon. I mean, big rumor there. Or Loch Ness. Well, Loch Ness, no, that was confirmed. Sorry.
Yeah, there's, I don't know, yeah, it's like they're in our density. And they're like hidden or they're somewhere that they do. Then they, of course, that's well, everything's conspiracy. But the pterodactyl was found somewhere. I don't know the story on that. But anyway, that was a feeling I got that they're still around. So, as for any more on that, I don't have anything. Oh, yeah. I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with the. I think it's tomorrow. The Bilderberg group is getting together. You know, the elites. You know, they're getting.
Can you get some more info on that?
Yeah, I thought about maybe we can get information on that a little bit.
No, I mean, like, what do you know about it?
Oh, what I know about it?
I only know that it's happening.
Oh, yeah, like, I forgot exactly the details, like 200 of the most powerful, or something like that. The most powerful people and some of the most powerful people in our world, CEO, some prime ministers or old prime ministers, they all get together at a 5-star hotel, loaded with security. They all, you know, like the CEO of like the Washington Post and things like that. They all get together in secret and meet for 4 days. It starts on Thursday. Goes to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is when they leave, and they all get together, and they set the world agenda. That's what the word is out about that. David Rockefeller was a big part of it. Of course, now he's like 90 now, but what I got is that these are like the minions. I mean, of course, these are millionaires. I mean, they don't have to worry about money, but these are like the minions of the Illuminati. And the Illuminati don't have, they don't make a public appearance. Some, from what I feel, few know who they are. Like the Rothschilds knows who they are. But I believe, these are like the lower end. These are the ones that have to do their dirty work. But yeah, they set the agenda. Supposedly, the Bilderberg Group they set the agenda for the financial crisis in 2008. Not sure about 9/11, but I wouldn't be surprised. Presidents are chosen by them. In 2008, Obama and Hillary were supposedly meeting there in secret. No, because it's surrounded by protesters. They meet at a five-star hotel in different parts of the world. And there in 2008, they met in Virginia, and there's protesters all over that place. And I wouldn't be surprised because Obama was on a campaign and he disappeared. All reporters were wondering where he was, and the Bilderberg Group was meeting at that time. So the whole idea was that he was there, and I guess they were choosing who would be the one that would be right for the position, or right to run something around those lines. Who's going to sell their soul, something like that. So that's part of the Bilderberg. It's always rich. They're millionaires. They don't have to worry about money, and they just got nothing to do but be powerful and control us basically. So don't understand. So basically, it's the world elite setting the agenda.
No, I meant I was talking about Alexander.
Oh, sorry about that.
But thank you for the information. That's stuff I haven't heard. Someone had mentioned it, so I was.
Well, yeah, because I read that wrong. Well, that's the thing. The media has a blackout. They don't report on this. Only the alternative media reports on it. Of course, they're seen as crazy, and now slowly it's becoming well known. People like Glenn Beck and them. They say, "Oh, it's no big deal." It's because they're not really supposed to touch it. Because they're the ones paying their bills and things like that. So, and Bill Gates is known to have visit there. Definitely Bill Gates in secret. Some go through the front door, and some go through like a back door. And Bill Gates is known through the back door. If you research it, you see the CEO of Google, Eric Schmidt, has been seen there, and I could go on and on about this.
So this is just a group of the wealthiest men. I mean, like.
Oh, and women, some women too.
Oh, yeah, I meant yes. Here's my drift. But what power do they serve? Like, what power do they carry? I mean, other than being wealthy.
Well, yeah, they run the media, control the internet because of Google and things like that. So they set the idea is that they talk about world events and they plan our future supposedly. So nobody knows exactly, but they do. They laugh at we're their little people and they're.
Hey, here's a mind blowing. What if they all just come together and watch your videos?
Yeah, that'd be funny.
What if they all just go to the hotel and they're like, all right, guys, we're watching Saturday's channeling. Jim, everyone, come over here.
Never know. I imagine somebody is aware of it. I wouldn't be surprised. They're very well known within the alien world, definitely.
What's the Google's guy's name? Eric what?
Eric Schmidt.
Oh. Thank you. Well, he's gonna watch it for sure.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you never know. So then one's setting our. I learned about this stuff after the economy took a dive in 2008, and I started researching it all, and I found out, that's what I found out about Illuminati and all that. It's like, what is all this going on? So, anyway, everyone has their own viewpoints of that. So is there any requests before we begin? Or I think I already did that. Cyborg. Palladium from the future, who knows who this is? Oh, yeah, that's right. Mark, you're talking about there's a Lyran gold, like a golden Lyran, something like the Goldens. I forgot what the relation was with this. Oh, is this a new being or a new? Oh, this is the name you received, right?
No, is the yesterday? I think is the blonde or.
Yeah.
Other entities said they are the one which send me the download, but they don't wish to be known for this moment. but they're supposed to be old entity. They choose to come back now as the darkness begin to move out. Something like that. They have the same energy as the golden.
Okay, that's right.
And also, since we were talking about dinosaurs, raptor species.
Okay. All right, sounds good. Does anyone here that like to do a blessing before we begin? Or not? Our normal blessing people are not here right now. It's okay. I'm not going to do one because I do enough talking as it is. I had to save my breath, so that's okay. All right, here we go. I have no idea who's going to come through. Palladium from the future, let's leave the door open to that one. That might lead into this whole elites and all that. This Palladium could also be probably part of the Gurdfigner, colonies, but we will see. All right, catch you guys later. Still connecting. I am an Andromedan from Andromeda. Andromeda. I am not from the future, but I do bring messages from your future, though. One second. Oh. I run into issues like the others. As for names. One moment of my. Oh. It takes me a second to. I'm not from the future, but I'm technically am connected to the future. Connected to all things. I wish to call myself. One moment. The name I have is unpronounceable on your planet, so I must find something that's easier. Oceana, something around those lines. Oshi. OS, Oceana, whatever you want, whatever works for you. It does not matter. I am an Andromedan, connected to the future events, future timelines that are coming, moving into your time period. And I was listening. You can say I'm androgynous or male, female, it does not matter. Mostly male, but it does not matter. I do bring messages about your elites gathering this weekend.
Do you
Yes.
have more information to give us about that?
Yes. It brings us much concern of what they are planning. Much of what they plan does not usually come together the way they wish. Many diseases they are working on to put into your world through foods and stealth-like manners. They wish to pollute your airs, obviously through chemtrails. Those things concern us. We try to reverse the effects, but we can only do so much. Right now, the old elites, your Rockefellers, they are old, but they still are very powerful and very demonic and very brainwashed by their own controllers, which is not always well known. They have puppeteers running them. You can say it's like a pyramid effect. And those in this group, this Bilderberg meeting, are actually very low but very high. They are not low, but they are, you say, in the middle. There are those controlling them, putting ideas into their mind that what they are doing is right for humanity, such as squashing humanity or dumbing it down so they can take control. That is the reason why obviously, I'm telling you probably things that are not new, such as your education systems, and make it highly expensive to become intelligent, and they make free education kind of for the dumbed down version of education. If you wish to be smart, you must pay much money, and even then, you're still not very smart, but you are ahead of the clan. This is why it's so expensive. As for what they are planning, is many agendas. Most has to do with the environment. They wish to poison it because that affects the human race. That affects population. That keeps control. There's many things going on in Africa that even I cannot connect to completely. Many secret projects. Many projects are done underground. Reptilian projects are happening there. Also, of course, there are so many things, but what is most important is this They're aware of this channeling, of these type of things. Your Rob Geither is very popular. They're aware of it but unconcerned of it. But what is concerning them is that this is becoming more normal. They do not like this. Of course, they have no control over it. They cannot stop it. Sometimes they can have communications. They can block certain downloads, such as channelings, such as this trans channeling. They can block somewhat, but it is becoming a concern because they do see the early stages of this movement and they understand what your mindsets are, and they do not like that either. It is a concern because they realize when something is very small, they do not do anything, it will get larger and larger, and then it becomes a problem on their end. One thing is, I understand you're having an election in the United States of your Hillary Clinton and those of they do not have much faith in the candidates. They don't have much faith in any of the candidates right now, and they are unimpressed with. Understand that Obama was a perfect salesman. That is the way they look at him. He is he can sell you a refrigerator when you live in Alaska and things like that. He just has charisma, and those that are running currently, they have zero faith in them. Of course, they still back them, but they have no faith in them. So who is the best to run the show? So far, none of them. Hillary Clinton, she is disobedient many times. She has much of an ego. So with her, I see her going into presidential mode, but as for success rates, they do not see her as a very likely of a win. But her endorsements will be very important. Of course, it does not matter who wins. I mean, it doesn't. They do not go by Republican, Democrat. Those things do not matter to them. What is becoming? They're all weak candidates. That is what's concerning them. And when you have a weak candidate, you cannot sell the agenda. So that is where they're hitting a rock there, because if you have a poor salesman, you cannot brainwash the public. Reptilians are aware of this. There are many reptilians at this project. Yes, and many skeptics of reptilian energies, and many who are very well known of what is going on. They will be understand this. Reptilians will be there to change perspectives. Those who are not part of the agenda, they will be quite convincing to put them on certain agendas that they find important. So this is what is happening. There are many. I can go on and on with different. Do you have a subject or something you want to go into that I might be able to help with? Anyone, please.
Thanks. Steven, you have a question?
I just see if he knew anything about NASARA, National Economic Security and Reformation Act, dealing with new financial systems and new currencies being brought online.
Yes, they are doing things to freeze this process. They are well aware of it. They are well aware that I can help your society, and they don't want nothing to do with it. But they are aware there's certain areas where they cannot stop it. There are influx of money that comes in the economy that helps that helps many things. I do not see a crash in your economy anytime soon. Your 2012, I know I'm drifting off a little bit, but your 2027, as for a crash there, they are aware of this prediction. It is more of a prediction, and they are aware of the setup of it. But as of now, they have no concerns of it because it's very far in the future. But understand what you're speaking about of this fund. Yes, it does hit the economy every once in a while. It finds a way into the mainstream. That is all I have for that. Hopefully that was helpful in some ways.
Yeah. Steven, Simon?
Hey, how's it going?
Yes.
How
Hello.
are you?
I am fine.
Great. So I had this amazing thing happen last night after the channeling session. I was hanging out with my friend Sarah, and we were just chilling in front of this church, laying in the grass, kind of looking up at the stars. And I was like fixating on this one star. I was like, oh, it's so bright. And then it starts moving, and I was just like, yeah, that's definitely UFO. And like the more we talk about it, and the more we think about it, it starts kind of interacting with us, kind of swerving back and forth or up and down, kind of like communicating. And I was like, what? This is so crazy. And I like definitely think I've had like a life in that vessel, and maybe Sarah too. And I was just curious what you could tell me about that. And then right after that, there was another UFO I saw, kind of went by quickly and then disappeared.
Only thing I have connection with that is probably. I imagine it's yin yell. That is my feeling with that. As for you feeling a connection with that, I believe that's pretty obvious. You have yin yell connections through other lifetimes in that species. That's what I have for that. I have no more to add to that. You had another question, though?
Uh, I was hoping just to get more info on that, but I guess if that's all you have to share about that.
Well, as for details of why you saw it and things like that, they have their own reasoning behind it. These things they do not make totally well known. Oh, I believe they also had friendly reptilians on that ship that wished to communicate with you, and they have messages for you, but not at this moment.
Okay. Sorry, did you have something else to say?
No, that is all I have for that.
Okay, and then I was just curious, what else could I do to like connect with them? It sounds like they're trying to reach out and they're like making their presence known because I'm maybe more compatible type idea.
Just with you being open to their energies, of course they connect with you easily, as far as I can tell. If you're open to connection, I imagine if you just open yourself up to their communication, I imagine they will visit you shortly again.
And then I have another one. This one is like something a little bit different. Are you familiar with King Solomon?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Oh, of course. Okay, cool. So I was a part of this modern mystery school on my planet, and they have what they claim to be a lineage from dating back to King Solomon. I was just curious, how accurate some of their modalities are, and yeah, just kind of curious about that.
The accuracy on this planet, the history of
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, like they have a headquarters in like Toronto, Mississauga area. They do a lot of light work there. I'm pretty darn sure you can connect with that easily. Um, yeah, like
Yes.
just curious about
Yes,
what.
there's always lost information. It is the correct information, but there's much of it has been lost. That is what I have for that.
All right, well, thank you.
As I can
Appreciate that.
tell, there's a mystery around him. There's many. Some species wish to be for that information to be lost because that makes you more spiritual, and they wish not to be. They wish not to be for your world to have this. So there's much spirituality teachings within that, and there's several species, several forces wishes to keep much of that in mystery. And you can say it's up to you to connect with it on your own, to rediscover what they are hiding. That is what I have for that.
Great, I really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I have a question for Maria. She
Yes.
says, are we able to come to your planet physically, site to site? And any more info about your lifestyle?
As for one moment. Of course, site to site at this moment, we offer it to some civilizations, not yours right now, because of the drama on your planet, the conflicts that are surrounding your world. We understand that site to site would help your world tremendously, but many factors must be in place. And right now, this negative energy here. These mostly your government. Your governments have, you can say, gave us the finger on many accounts, and so we sort of step back and let you, the people, run your world as you wish. We do not wish to interfere too much. We are around your planet always with love, and we share our experiences of light. But as for sight to sight, that is controversial right now. Some wish to do it on our planet, and some wish not. So right now we are in discussions. As for our lifespan, it's different for all of us. We can live hundreds of years, and some, I wouldn't say thousands, that's a little bit extreme. But some do age rapidly, have a long lifespan, depending on their DNA. So it's whatever, and it has to do with many levels of what do you wish to experience. Do you wish to experience a long life or short? Some choose long, and then they decide this is not, I've experienced enough, and I must go now. We do not have this struggle like you do with old age and things like that. We do have something similar, but nothing as mechanically altering. However you want to word that. I have finished. That is all I have for that.
She also wants to know if she's had any past lives with the Andromedans. And could you elaborate?
Past lives within who?
The Andromedans, your species?
Oh, yes. Yes. As for several lifetimes, several. Part of the council, the Andromedan Council, I believe. Part of nature, part of our feline species we have on our planet. She has much involvement with that. That is all I have for that.
She also says, will I be able to see any of my soul families?
In this lifetime, it is possible. As for Andromedans, understand, we do have contactees. I believe some of them are made themselves public. Not all of them, because they are not ready for it. We are slowly making ourselves known. We understand that our knowledge helps your world in many ways. And many Andromedan starseeds are here that wish to connect with us. Our energies can, you can say, repair your world very quickly, actually. But we cannot interfere. We can teach you much about spirituality and to move you into fourth density. We actually have ways where we can educate you in ways where we can. Of course, I am moving off topic, but we can move your society into fourth density if we are allowed to, very quickly, actually. Of course, within your, not too fast, but not too slow either. We are perfect teachers for that. So the reason I bring this up is because your family reaching out to them, technically they are with you now, you're just unaware of it. As for seeing them physically, that will be in your future. That is where I was heading with all that. That is the end of my message. Thank you for that.
Hello, Oceana. I send you much love.
Thank you.
My question is, where you originate in Andromeda, how far out is it from the center of Andromeda?
It's Andromedan Galaxy. I cannot go into exact details of where exactly I come from. Right now I am on your planet as a counselor of many things. Your future, your past, almost you could say bringing them both together for lessons for your world to reconnect to yourself. And yes, this information such as Palladian from the future. There are many species part of your future Earth that wishes to communicate, but we have felt, and imagine your Great Near feels the same way. Sometimes it's best to have us give you a little bit more insight instead of them coming through all the time, because they might get you overexcited about certain things and go into too much detail of your future, your possible future. That is not always a bad thing, but every now and then it's okay. But I have future messages, but I need to go into that. But I will later on in this transition or communication.
So do you mind if I ask you a question about the past?
Sure. Yes.
Can you tell me some information about my Andromedan connections?
You have many. Your Zeta Gray connections are connected with us in many ways. As for lifetime as an Andromedan galaxy within our collective, yes, you had many lifetimes, but during reptilian past life and Andromeda, we have many species on our planet, our galaxy, that have a different experience than what you are familiar with. As for, let's see here, your connection with the Greys helped. There's a disc. When you have much in our galaxy. As a Zeta, you are connected with us in a positive manner, with knowledge, communications, and action. And part of world building, you're part of many, I wouldn't say Earth projects similar to this one, but on a different scale. Not like this one, but very similar. Part of many worlds being born, you're part of those processes as an observer, and sometimes you would interact with them. This was part of your Zeta side, but also Andromedans were also communicating with you through these experiences. Within as an Andromedan, though, there are many lifetimes, but much of that is being kept secret at this point. That is what I have for that.
Yeah, many of my past lifetimes have been kept secret for some reason, don't know why. But before I pass the mic, I just wanted to make a small statement, and it's just basically what it is I just love you. I just send my unconditional love to you, and thank you for coming here.
Yes, much love to you also. I can go into the secrets of. Let's see. It's for your own protection, is what they're saying. It's for your protection to not know too much about your galactic families. It'd be not at this time. There's many things that you need to learn right now in your time period. And if you know too much about your past, it will be somewhat interfering. It give you a different outlook on life, and say, well, so sometimes it's best to just not worry about it too much right now. That is quite fascinating. I am finished with that message.
Yeah, I will try one.
Yes.
Yesterday, Marco C. have find a good question about do anyone help the anonymous group to move out some information of the shadow in some way?
I think I understand what you're getting at. Is this group that's been contacting you?
No, is anonymous is some unknown person which post many information through video or website or
Oh, yes, I
do
understand.
any kind of entity help them to uh,
Your
add this information to and present to us?
Is this your hacker group? Is this what you're speaking
Yeah,
of?
The anonymous.
Okay, yes. Anonymous can be many things. That's why I was like, yes. There are many. Yes, that is very fascinating. One moment. I have to connect with them. There are many positive. There are many Palladians working with them. Of course, they are unaware of this. Your anonymous, they are unaware of. They are aware of their positive. They do have a much. Of course, they have a certain way that's breaking the law and things like that. But there is many positive work that is. There are many Palladians that are surrounding them, giving them direction, communications to help them with their work. Many of them actually are Arcturian energies that came reincarnated. Many of them are Arcturians that are these hacker groups, part of this hacker group. Whereas technology to them is life, and they can connect with technology. They cannot connect with people all that well. This is of course, there's a vast group of them, but I can tell you that those that are running Anonymous, it is part of it. It's more of like a Palladian project. It is very positive. Of course, it has its controversial, but mostly Palladian energies there to help take your world out of darkness. As for, there are FBI trying to infiltrate it to shut it down. They have been unsuccessful. There have been KGB operatives trying unsuccessfully, but sometimes they get lucky every once in a while. CIA is aware of it, but I believe it's more of an FBI such situation. FBI is more reptilian control. MIB, only if it involves aliens where the MIB get involved. Usually they stay out of that. That is not their role. But reptilians they are a part of trying to infiltrate it, trying to shut them down. But they have many around them protecting them right now. Those part of Anonymous. And I feel the majority of that is actually very positive. Of course, controversial. They aren't perfect. They're human. But their agenda is positive for the most part. And this Illuminati, they are aware where this is a menace on their side. They do not like. I believe those in part of Anonymous are aware of the Illuminati, but I don't believe they're fully aware of exactly who this Illuminati is. Some believe that has extraterrestrial connection, but most do not believe in it at this point. So, and as for your elites at the top of your pyramid, they do not see Anonymous as, to them, they could care less of what, as long as their power is not infiltrated, they do not care. They realize that when darkness moves in, there'll be light trying to attack it, so they don't really care about them right now.
Okay. You said the FBI was much controlled by reptilian. Who control most the CIA?
Well, for attacking Anonymous, this is a reptilian agenda. Not all FBI is controlled by reptilian. Just to be clear on that. As for CIA, some of it, there are negative. Nordics a part of CIA. Some Palladians. There are some reptilians that work within the CIA, kind of. Not. It's mostly a Nordic type of organization. There's other species, but I'm not connecting with them. The CIA is more part of your elites, actually. They're more of a funnel into that. So your black projects control the CIA. Your black projects also control the FBI to a certain extent. It mostly controls the CIA. So technically, your CIA is a black project. for the most. I mean, you don't technically know a whole lot about them anyway, do you? So technically, they are a black project.
Okay. I don't know if some people already know this answer, but what is exactly Illuminati? Is a human? Is just outsider entity, or?
No, it's part. They are part of the human experience. The Illuminati. Yes, I did not enjoy this conversation. They are a collective group of, you could say, superhuman powers. It's a small group of elite that are well aware of aliens and everything, pretty much. Everything that your group is aware of, they see everything. Unicorns. They're more reptilian controlled, but they do have their own agendas besides the reptilian agenda. They do have free will. They can do what they wish, which means reptilians get angry at them when they do not do what they're told. They do have reptilian DNA, a higher dosage of it, where they are almost immortal in many ways. Trust me, they're inhuman in many ways.
They be trained? Would they born like that?
Yes, through infusions, yes. This is like a reptilian child in many ways. It's through the bloodlines, but the elite on the top of your pyramid, this is like a bloodline that is very rare, and you can say technically it's a reptilian creation.
Okay, and they are full control by a reptile.
Well, they have their own free will. They're not completely controlled. Reptilians have their agenda. They have their own. The elite have their own. There is a name that I cannot connect with. That is, but yes, you call them the Illuminati. Is a fine title from. They have another name. They have an Earth name actually. They can have a last name. The Rothschilds are connected to them mostly. The Rothschild, you can say, is a descendant of them, but the Rothschild is the worker class. They do what the Illuminati tells them to do, what to do. And your Illuminati is part of the Vatican, the darkness of the Vatican, the underground, conspiracies you've heard. Illuminati is they are very controlling of that. They don't always make an appearance there, but they do time to time show themselves. Not very often though. Through sacrifices and things like that. So they are of a different bloodline. You have your bloodline such as your queen and things like that, your David Icke. Those at the top of the pyramid have a different type of bloodline where it's more powerful, more just, you could say, psychotic. So it makes them immortal in many ways.
The only way to put down or their position is just the awaken of their humanity, or they
Yes.
can in some way put out of the hurt in some way, or
Yes, connecting to spirituality. When you connect to your spirituality, connecting to nature, your higher self, when you become more spiritual in a way where you do not need entertainment such as television to rule your life. I understand tapping into it, that is fine, but when you have these things that rule you, such as sports, when actually your entertainment is actually controlling you.
yeah.
So,
But I think actually try to do the way to put to unbalance their stability in some way or eliminate is.
I believe that
What kind of way to unbalance their or to show more their weakness, or
obviously disconnecting from their controls, those things that they have in place, disconnecting, channeling, things like this. This is how you disconnect from them. There are, of course, they don't see the mass population waking up anytime soon, which is in most part pretty true. And as for first contact, as for aliens coming down, understand who are the ones that are blocking a lot of this. They do not. Who controls the government? Your Illuminati control the government for the most part. If they do not, they have a funny way of convincing other governments to do what they wish. So there's much, you could say, conspiracy, blackmail, things like that. Understand, if your governments finally fall back, and there's many factors must be, but a first contact in certain areas would be beneficial. But yes, there'd be much chaos because of the brainwashing that's been going on.
Yeah. In some ways, just uh, move
Yeah.
from their virtual point
Yes.
of view to another point of view, virtual point of view.
Yes, walking, like you can say, is like pulling off the what, like breaking away from the web. So this is this is going to happen at a slow, this is why our elites are not afraid. But more of you pull away from their control grid and join groups like this, and just go through spirituality and do not go into negativity, such as we're going to take out the Illuminati, we're going to win. Don't do things like that, because doesn't get you anywhere. But as more of these groups like yours increase in numbers, this elite will eventually fizzle out. I mean, technically their they're still in much control, but there are many Palladians who say they're out of business. In some ways they are, but they still have their hand on everything. But as more of your groups grow, they will lose power. But understand that many that reincarnate in this world, of course, it's becoming lesser and less. Many choose, when they reincarnate in this world, choose not to be part of this control. So that is what's happening now. Many are reincarnating as star seeds, and they don't know. Of course, they might be lost, depressed, and things like that, but they are not. They have an easier way of breaking away from this. I believe you're seeing it now, kind of, but it'll increase over time. The way into your fourth density has much to do with those that are being born into your world now. Many of them are starseeds, and much of this, they have the information where they do not wish to be part of this, and much of your fourth density movement has to do with them. But of course, this is still a small population now.
No, in some ways, more you believe, we believe in our
Yes.
new way to live the life. They just crumble and be fade and vanish off our reality and disappear and disappear.
I can add to this that, such as your groups, you'll be receiving more attention. Yes, it will grow. You will receive much attention, and it will be seen as a movement, like a alien movement. Be, of course, seen as freaks and things like that, which is fine.
Yeah.
But this information will get out, and this will help with this ascension process. Of course, your ascension will always be fine. It will always increase, but it will help others. It will help others turn into, you could say, go into the light, things like that. So
yeah, I can understand we are the new alternative belief for the people, and they just put more energy in our side,
exactly,
and stop to feeding the dark side. Yeah.
exactly. I agree.
Cool.
Yes.
Anyone have a question?
Yes. Sean wants to know that what is the percent in this timeline that you're in? What is the percent that it will happen in ours?
Such as your fourth density, or the percentage of it of moving.
I have no further details other than what is the percentage in this now moment that the possible future he is in now that it will happen.
Yeah, and what the question is, in this now moment, we're on our current timeline. What I'm trying to get at is, what is the possibility of the timeline that you are in, that just say you're in the year 2086, what is the percentage of this possibility in this now moment that your future will happen in this now moment?
Would your world go into a positive? Yes. Those that wish to go into those who wish to go into this positive timeline will go into a positive timeline. Those that wish to go into a negative timeline will go into a negative one. That is what it will split for many. Those who wish to live in fear and to live in materialistic lives, this is what they choose. This is something they need to go through. You can say they don't know any better, but this is something, as percentages, it is very high for those that wish to go into a positive timeline. Your percentage is 100% to go into this positive timeline. As long as you stay in this mindset that you wish to stay here. Those that wish to be a part of a negative timeline, or do not know any better, or something that they need to go into, or their percentage is very high for a negative future, because that is their choice.
So is it to my understanding that your timeline is far away from our timeline?
Well, it's currently I am part of your timeline right now. So
In the future, though?
I am not part of the future. I have messages from the future, but I am not from the future. I'm not sure if that got out correctly. I do have messages from the future. I am part of your now right now. But I can give you an idea of where you're headed, though, if that helps.
Yes, I understand now. Thank you.
I have a question for Stacy. She says, could you share some insight into the purpose and effect of the European Organization of Nuclear Research on our planet? Why would this information be public, considering all the top secret projects that are going on?
I didn't catch some in the middle of that. What was that?
She's asking, what is the purpose of the European Organization of Nuclear Research?
Oh, I understand.
Like, why is that public information and not private? Because of all the other private things going on.
I believe at this point they do not care if people know about it. From what I gather, they don't feel anyone can stop them, so it's like, why should they? You might as well know what's. Some of it has to do with developing fear, things like that. You have conspiracy theorists that will take things and blow it out of proportion, the world's ending tomorrow, and things like that. If I am understanding your question correctly. But I just don't see they don't seem to, it doesn't seem to bother them that people know about what they are doing. That is what I have for that.
Thanks. She also has, does my galactic family have any words of wisdom or hindsight for me?
What was her name again?
Her name is Stacy. That's all I have.
Thank you. Stacy, you have... I'm not sure if she's aware of this. She has a connection with the mermaids. Very well. Sirius B she has a connection with. As for a message, I believe it's from Sirius B to stay beautiful in a time of complexity. Do not forget who you are. It's also, there are many species that will visit her when the time is right for them. Some will be part of Sirius, mostly Sirius. That is what I feel. Mostly Sirius. As for further message, I believe it is something for her to hear only. I do not know what it is, but that is what they tell me. That is all I have for that.
Okay, thanks. Ooh, this was a long one. In the tablets of Thoth, in the Key of Mystery, Thoth the Atlantean met some beings, which was translated to English by Dr. Doral, or Doral, I'm not sure, as the Hounds of Barrier. It was told to escape from these beings, one had to avoid angles and go through circles that knew not angles. These beings move only through angles and not through curvature in space. They were also called Guardians of Cycles. Can you expand on that? And was Thoth astral projection? Astral projecting.
Astral projecting to her or to those whoever she gave the message to? Probably
I
to her.
have no idea.
Probably
There
the
is-
one that received the message.
I don't. It must be some kind of book or some kind of something. I don't know. It's a very long paragraph. I'll go to the next one. It says, "I wanted to know if I had a past life as an angelic being," and it goes. She goes by, or he, Curly.
Angelic being, what is that definition on your world? What is, such as unicorn, things like that? I have a different definition for that.
My definition is angel, but maybe someone else can
Oh,
define it on my side.
yes. As an angel,
Higher-
yes,
Higher
definitely.
entity.
Yes. As a, yes. As an angel, yes. Many lifetimes as an angel. Feel female energies there. Several lifetimes here on Earth as an angel. As a spirit guide also. I imagine many of you have been spirit guides at one time or another. Through even an angel during the time of Atlantis. I believe that was an experience that was most helpful to her as in her soul expansion. This is why this Atlantean knowledge is trying to connect with it. As her first question, there is much knowledge of Atlantis that is not clearly known. Some of it has been hidden, destroyed, even aliens do not know all of the histories of Atlantis because much went down that they wish not to make totally public. Some of it, just like your world, we have to figure things out in some ways. Not everything is known to us. That is the same with all species. We do not have full information of all these things. That being she is speaking of, I believe that is of the truth. I can feel. As for going into more depths of it, I believe what they said was there is more, but I feel at this time in your world that this is all as far as they wanted to go with it, but that is my perspective of it.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
And then the same person asks that she has two other children that she was not aware of, like hybrid children, and if she wants to meet them physically, will she meet them physically in this lifetime?
Many factors have to be in place for this to happen. I believe it is very possible. I feel their presence around you. Not very soon. I feel you have to be open to this communication. I believe they've at times have tried to connect, but have not quite connected because they are on a different level, you can say, in different densities. So it's hard for them to totally connect. But I believe, in the future they will. They will continue to try and connect. Sometimes they are not always. You could say their energy is not always coming out where they can connect with you, so you know that they're there. That is what I have for that.
Thank you. I have two more questions. One is for Maria. She says, I'd like to know your insight about my ascension, and is there anything I can do to speed it up?
Just, I would take time with it. Actually, that is why. That is, at least that's what I say. To slowly, to go slow with it, because I understand it was not going to switch over tomorrow to another density. So I see take things one day at a time. Take it slow. If there's things that you not understand, take things day by day. I believe the slower you go is actually will help because most of it will take time to resonate with you. As for connecting to extraterrestrials, this as you take your time, you will eventually connect with them more spiritually. It gives them an easiness as you take it easy. It takes time for them to connect with you, and you will feel their energies instead of feeling it and then rubbing it off. Hopefully that helps.
Thank you. I have a question for myself. This morning and a few nights ago, I have seen the same Native American woman, and this morning I woke up, she was above me, or standing right next to me, like doing some kind of Reiki on me, like purifying the sage. Can you tell me like what she is, like what is her connection to me? I heard she was an old girlfriend, and I've heard like grandmother. So I'm just kind of wondering who she might be.
She is part of you, but also part of the land that you are, where you are living, is where she used to live at one time. So this is why she's connecting with you. If she finds it easier to make herself known, as for old girlfriend, that is a possibility. A spiritual. There is a possibility of that. That is something that I can connect with. Something I believe is something private. It does not matter, in the most part. As for the land that you are on, where you live, this is something that's very close to her, where her energy is. This is why you see her presence. It's because of your power. That is one reason, but also it's land that she used to be a part of, connected with. At one time of one of her past lives, she's been there many, many lifetimes, many, many lifetimes. She's had ancestors that live there and things like that in that type of area. So this is one of the reasons she feels connected, and she connects with you because of her connection to that land. I know it sounds strange, maybe, but maybe not.
Okay, and I mean, I don't perceive her as negative at all, like completely positive.
I don't see that.
And did I have like a past life with her when I was? My family's very far back in the Native American.
Yes,
I lived a life?
I believe so. If you knew her, you were a child and she was older, but you grew up together and developed a relationship. So that is what I see. It's like I don't have the year of when that happened, but that is where your connection is. Many Native Americans, they reincarnate usually in the same family many times, depending on what they choose, but many do reincarnate within the same family lineage over and over again. I believe she was one of them that did this.
Thank you very much. I passed the mic.
Hello.
Yes.
How are you?
I am fine. Thank you.
Thank you. Much love. I was just wondering if I had any connections with the Andromedans and how is my hybrid child doing? He's part Andromedan as well.
Do you know if this is a boy or a girl for your hybrid child?
Yes, he's a boy. His name's Steven. Same name as me. He's Andromedan, My, and Lyran DNA.
One second here. That is very strange. Because what I after your hybrid child, yes. Because I receive a more. I do not connect with him, but I do connect with a female Andromedan. With
All right. Can you tell me more?
if you have another child or things like that, I believe it is a hybrid child. It is a female. It is a female Andromedan. More Andromedan. As for Weirin, some cat-like features, but not many. Some DNA of feline, but more Andromedan. She has blonde hair. Of course, Andromedans don't always have blonde hair, but this one does. But she is part of the Andromedan experience. She is very young right now. As for her name, that is something for you to choose on your own. Name I receive is Catherine, but that is not set in stone. It is something that you can name. But as for where this hybrid child came from, I do not have a connection with that. Is there something you would want to add to that? Maybe I can make a connection with that.
I don't know anything about other than my one hybrid child as a male from the Garrick Vigneer colonies, but I did have a dream like last night or the night before where I was going into this building where I was trying to find my dad, and I had to go up 2 stories walking through some stairs and stuff, and there's this machine that you had to go to, and you had to punch in something or put money in, and it'd punch out like a number or a location of my dad. So I did that, and it gave me like a number, like or a letter, number, or something, and I went to find my dad, and then I took my dad, and we started driving, and we started driving on the roadway, and then I told him to watch out, and we fell off the road and went down into a ditch where we like crashed, but it didn't seem like that. And so there's some other cars down there, like one car and some other weird looking like bike looking thing with 6 wheels, like little purplish wheels, like had little rubber stuff on them. And we finally fixed one of them cars and got back on by the stores next to like a store, like a convenience store or something. And so we got the car fixed, and everything looked just like a little small, like little small car. The left headlight was out, and then we drove, and we went, and then they were playing like some sports. People were playing some games and stuff, and I threw this white ball came toward me. It was thrown to me, a hit toward me, so I threw the ball over to this little kid, and he or she grabbed the ball and threw it back to me, and then I threw it again while the kid was going from left to right over my screen. I don't know if that kid is connected with me or not, but this is just a very vivid dream I just had.
That could be, yes. This is something, I don't have complete connection with this. This is part of Garrick Vigneer. Can always connect with it, but yes, you do have a female Andromedan child now. And she is very young, very fragile, very intelligent, of course. Telepathic. She has telepathic abilities easier than others because she's highly advanced, just like you in many ways. So I believe she will make a connection with you. As for that dream, I believe she will come in through your dreams when the time is right. I believe she will. She's still very young, so it's... That child you said, was that a blonde child, or...
You know, I don't know a lot about my Stephen is his name. I don't know much about him. I just know he's young. Last time I connected, it was like he was like 7 months old. He was doing fine, very inquisitive, and and I just know he has Andromedan DNA, Lyran DNA, and my DNA, and I think he's boarded on the colony ships or Aaron colony ships or maybe Era. I'm not sure.
This female is Andromedan. As for what colony she is on, she's definitely connected to you. Maybe they kept her from you, or this is another hybrid child you're just not aware of. But she's definitely very real. She is in like your 6 or 7 year old type of age. As for where she came from, I am not completely clear of this. She does. As for colonies, she's part of the Andromedan. She's in the Andromedan star system. That's what I feel. She has a very good connection to you, and she is a hybrid child of yours.
All right, thank you. And any messages from my spirit guides or higher self, or any message from you that are any unknown species of my galactic family that wishes to connect with me?
You do have other hybrid children actually that you might be unaware of right now. That is what she is one. There's also a Palladian on Era. Yes, you have yours, the one you call Stephen. He isn't with Gert Figner. He is still very young, yes. There's also another one, part of Era. This is a more Palladian type of hybrid child. So you have children everywhere, at least in that regard. Yes, I believe you'll make a connection very soon. If you talk to Takur or one of those part of Gert Figner, I believe that will come through. I do not have the connection where these children, how this all came about. This might be something that you set up before your incarnation on this world. You had visitations that could be possible. I am not understanding the origins of these children, but they do exist. Of course,
All right.
many of you probably have hybrid children everywhere. So that's what I have for that.
Thank you. Much love.
I probably should be going. I probably stayed here too long. I do have a message from the future. As for future Palladians and other species, there are other Arcturians, Palladians I wish to connect, but much as that has been frozen at this time because they'll have too much. But I can give you this. Their connection with this channel will be at a later time. Much information will help you connect to your higher selves and to where your ascension is, where you are moving towards, such as the next. You are going through a phase right now, obviously, of first contact. That is in stealth mode, but does exist. Yes, there is. I believe you had a connection with this. This connection with this future Palladian is actually part of this first contact. This is like part of the phase. You connect with your first contact species, I believe it was Yanyel, and these other species will be coming through also to help with this ascension process. That is what I have. I must be exiting. Blessings to all of you, and the Andromedan Council is. We'll have further messages for you because our energies can set your world in motion. You could say you could say it's a put you on a road, help you direct you into a road out of this current environment. Many blessings to all of you.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Light and love to you.
Thank you. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, hey Ivan, I would like to make something known to everyone who's listening and is writing all their questions on the chat. Please do not write giant paragraphs that are very ungrammar worded. Please make them clear, able to read very nicely. No like chat, because it's like I have to ask, if I wanted to ask you a question and you were make it write a paragraph and then you don't word it, your grammar isn't right, I don't know what the hell I'm saying. Being doesn't know what the hell you're saying, and it makes me look like an ass. Sorry to be blunt, but it must be said.
It's okay. Yeah, thank you, Hunter, for doing that. Um, Mark, wasn't there? Did you have a name for that cyborg? At all?
Cyborg?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 second.
Or anything?
Blah, 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 blah.
What is the one that's
Manicron.
Macron? That's the name that you received, right? Or
Yesterday, yeah.
Okay.
Did you feel something?
Yeah. Yeah, that should. Yeah. There are other ones, but that one seems to. All right, let's see how that goes.
He will finish his coffee before Hunter.
I am Alicia from the cyborg species. Greetings to all. Do not be afraid. We are malevolent. We are in fourth and fifth density. We are outside of your world right now, analyzing and observing your world as you move into this new era, in this new kind of thinking. The name you received, this is one that wishes, he is part of our collective, but he wishes not to communicate. I am communicating for him.
Okay, thanks him to send
Yes.
the message, and maybe the next time he could make the connection with us.
There is a good chance of that. He is understand, he is, to our collective, a youngster. So
Cool.
he is not prepared for this type of communication But through the message you receive, that seems to be most comfortable for him right now. You could say I'm kind of a mother to him at this point.
Yeah. Do we have something you wish to say through you?
Oh, as a message to you and those in your...
From I just say if the Manisaf the youngster wish said something to you and you just transmit to us.
Yes. Yes, he says he's learning many things, but he is not ready for this type of communication. He found what you're doing very intriguing and wished to make a connection. And obviously with that, with the cyborg species, which is an appropriate name for us, we have another name, but that is fine for connection wise. He found that when we were brought up through this channel, it was a perfect time for him to communicate to one of you, and you were open. Understand that you are all open to different communications, and some communications resonates more with others. This is why you receive certain downloads. And he found it quite funny how some of you say, "Why me? Why is this happening?" It is because you are a part of the species that is communicating. So you have a past with them. This is why you have these messages. You can say you charted this in your contract, but not necessarily this person. Sometimes you do this, but sometimes you just leave the door open for communication from this species. I know that was kind of long, but that is what he had to say.
Do you have a main message you wish to share today?
Yes, we are malevolent. We are cyborg. Yes, are just like as you see on your internets, half human, half robot. We have human. We have souls. We chose this experience as a challenge to us with technology. And technically, your bodies are mechanical, organically, but they are mechanical in a different way. So we are not all that different. Our species right now, we have a ship by your planet, also by your sun. Our ship by your sun is being part of to heal through, because your sun's going through much transition right now. So just like your Gryph-Ignir, we are part of the weather patterns on the sun right now. And many species cannot handle this type of environment, but we can because we're more evolved in that way. We cannot stop all things, just like what they say. We cannot stop all solar flares, but much of it we can. We can downgrade much of the weather patterns going on in the sun right now because much of it is getting out of control, but that is because your ascension process. It is getting very active, and it is educational for us. As for ours, I'll just leave it. What do you have? Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I have a video to show to you from Mark QC. We'll share the screen in a few seconds. I think it don't work for me now.
Take your time. It's okay.
No, I don't wish to share the screen. Maybe someone can try to share the screen for the video later. We'll pass the mic to Shiny.
Hello there. Much love.
Much love.
I have two questions. The first question is, I heard that is it true that when a cyborg, when a soul chooses to incarnate as a cyborg, they can't go back to a human body?
That is very much true. It's not. There is a yes and no to this. Majority, just like your AI, those who technically we are AI in many ways. AIs, but those within AI are the same way. Most of them do not reincarnate into human form after that. It does not resonate with them. It does not feel right. They have evolved into a different experience. And yes, for the most part, we do not. But some wish to try it anyway, to reincarnate in a human soul. So they do try it, and much of it is unsuccessfully, and usually it does turn negative at times when they do try to. And sometimes it can be ugly when they do.
And my second question is, I keep on getting a language full of zeros and ones. Why am I keep on getting a language full of zeros and ones?
I have to connect with that. It is another species. I believe it's an AI species. It's more of... Yes, it's more of a computer AI. I believe it's from a ship. Like a Yanyel ship that is sending you messages. And this is... For them, it's appropriate, but of course, understanding it... I believe it will be understood at one time or another. It is a ship that is known to you in another lifetime. That is what I see. It's... Oh. And the ship currently has Yanyel and Lyrans on it. It is not part of your Gurfiknir, but it has an alliance with your Gurfiknir. That is what I have for that. God.
So the ship is transmitting information, and my software is receiving it as zeros and ones.
Yes, from what I can tell, it's actually a friendly message of love and part of your ascension process. It is like receiving a language such as those that say in your group. This is kind of the same thing, but with zeros and ones. So of course it's not exactly easy to pronounce these things, but it is the same way.
Would it help to write it out?
I can give you, let's see here. The message is, don't be afraid to connect with others. Your energies will be enough to pull them into the light. Those that are skeptics, you have a way of helping them see the true reality of this world. So continue your communications with others. That is what I received.
Okay, thank you. I'll explore this matter further.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
How are you?
Still connecting, but I am fine.
Sweet. Much love. I was just wondering, was I a cyborg in one of my lives? And are the Hadarians cyborg-like?
Yes. You had a life as more of a Hardarian. Hardarians are now experimenting with this cyborg existence. They're not fully integrated like we are. They are trying a new route, a new spiritual route, and most of it has been successful, not all of it. They are, yes, I believe they have a attachment on their face, something around those lines. They are trying more of, our cyborg collective is more of a feminine energies, and Hardarian is more of a male energy. So you can almost say it's like our cyborg collective is more like your Lyrans, and your Hardarians are more like your lion species, if that helps. But within our cyborg collective, I believe you had more connection with the Hardarians than us. With us, it was more of a communications lifetime. I mean, we communicated, but as for a lifetime within our collective, it is a possibility, but I don't believe so.
All right, and can you just explain a little bit how you look? Like do you have like machine as opposed to liquids? What percentage are you? Just like you, two legs, two hands.
Yes.
Just,
We're very similar to your images on your internets, such as our fat heifer face. Some of us have a full face. I have to connect to what I look like. Obviously, I am female. I am, at this point in time, because I can change my features as I wish, at this point in time, I have chosen a half a face feminine with blonde hair and half a face of a cyborg being. I have 5 fingers. I am, or it's a silvery type of body, mechanical. We do have liquids, not the same as what you might think, though. So we are not like your Borg, as you. If we are, some of us do look like your Borg, but less mechanical, more life to us, and less negative.
all right, are humans and cyborgs compatible?
As for communications or for love interests, or where you
Procreation,
not at this time.
All right. Have y'all ever procreated with other species that are not like you?
Mostly other AIs at this point. It is not safe right now for other species. Some have tried it, and they have failed. It's not. At this point, we are not at that. We are not at that level at this point. That is my perspective of it.
All right. One last question. Can you describe your planet density? What's your and just do you have site to site? And can you offer any downloads of knowledge or any information would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Our planet has many mountains like your Utah. Of course, your air cannot be breathed by your species. We do have more space type of. We have more ships, more like Dome City type of creations, where we are assembled, where life is brought in through mechanical means. At this point, we are more explorers of the universe right now. So many of us are on ship, especially around your world, where we are seen through your fantasy stories in some ways, because those have experienced lifetimes within us have told some of our stories not exactly the way we wish to be told, and some of them have received downloads from us. Only a way to connect with us in a way where they can feel at home while they're on your planet. Because sometimes being on many species that are reincarnated on your world feel very lonely and need an escape. And it's quite entertaining to those that find your world as home. They find these type of experiments or experiences as entertainment, such as your Star Wars. That is from a different species. That comes from many species, actually. It is mostly messages from other galaxies to make just the same thing, to make many species on your planet feel at home as they have to dwell with this lifetime. Some wish not to be here, and they have these science fiction stories that helps them be rooted on this planet. And many of those that have been born on this planet have, or call Earth their home, they find those things entertaining, and they see it as entertainment. But many species that have reincarnated on your world see it as life for them. That is all I have for that.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Thank you so much.
Does anyone else want to go first before I ask questions?
And I want to add one more thing. Your Hardarian family sends their love.
Thank you. Thank you. Much love back to them, Zaha and
Yes.
the them. And just what do you eat? What do you eat or drink? Do y'all just have, do y'all have a battery system, or do y'all just regenerate like Wally, where he just uses the sun as energy, or uses? I'm just curious. And what's
Sun,
this?
yeah, sun energy. Yes, we do have. We have certain type of liquids that do go through our body to keep us going. And I think I forgot some of that question. But yes, what do we eat? Yes, organic type of, mostly liquids. As for physical food, we do not have this right now, but mostly liquids. You can say something like your car's motor oil, but not like that, but somewhat similar that keeps but you have the same thing with your water and things like that. Those that keep your body in a flux.
Lubricated.
Yes, you're not too different than us. That is all I have.
Thank you. Much love.
Yes, thank you for that.
Anybody? Okay.
Go on there. Go on there.
All right. This one's for Devastator. He knows about the name of that. His question is, what connection does he have to the medieval times?
His connection is quite interesting because he has connection with kings of that time period. As for him being a king, I do not see that, but it is very close connection, such as a brother that was in royalty. So he has that, and there are many primitive lifetimes within the medieval times. But this king lifetime, I believe it was a brother that was a king. I do not have the history books in front of me to give you it. I don't believe this history is totally correct anyway, as for what has been recorded, or if that history has been all recorded at all. But you do have a connection with this, with a king as a brother, as a loyal family member during times of unrest. And you also have other lifetimes, but they were very short within that time period. Mostly as a farmer, and I believe one as a knight. That is all I have for that.
Okay. Molly has a question. She says, is there any natural disasters for the USA and the world in the next 5 years that we should prepare for?
That is, I have to communicate with I must communicate with my, one moment. Understand your Earth experience. These things must be not known. They must not be completely unknown. That is, your Earth experience is to be in the unknown. As for a We cannot give information like that. I am disallowed to connect with things like that. I believe you are much safe though. In your United States, is that where she said? I believe much of that has been said. Of course, there's much concern around the fault of California, and many hurricanes, I believe, will become very powerful over the time. And there's things that not even alien species can stop. This is just a course of your world. There are things that must occur for Mother Nature to ascend. But yes, there is much concern around the California fault right now. In the future, there is much disruptions there. I do not see a large earthquake, but much of it has been prevented at this time. But there are chances of many tremors, of course. As for the big one, I do not see this because it's been prevented. There's much energies there to prevent that to happen. If it wasn't for them, yes, I imagine there must be much devastation in the California area. As for world events, I cannot go into those things. That is all I have for that.
Hello? Okay.
Yes.
Here's a video that someone wants to share with you, and I guess for validation purposes.
I believe I am familiar with this. I understand what I can scan this one's mind of what that is. Some of that is truth, and some of that is false. As for the
Can you define which parts?
I do not. Of course, I do not know exactly what they are saying, but from its energy, some of it is not necessarily disinformation. It's just information that is not correct. As for what parts of that, it's hard for me to decipher exactly into that without hearing the whole thing.
Are you able to pick the main message of truth part?
Oh. Of course, I do not have exactly the download of exactly what that is as for the message being conveyed. Let's put near the end where you see that man there by himself, that television. I believe most of the truths are through that section. As for the rest of it, I believe it's a alien species. I believe that's an alien species that's communicating, and I believe he had some of his facts wrong. But not in a way of being negative or anything like that. I just don't believe he had the information correct. That is what I have for that.
Devastator also asked another question. He said, how can I find out my real purpose here in this density? I guess in this incarnation.
Those I've already spoke these informations. Just follow what they say, your highest excitement. What is it that turns you on? Follow that. If you do not find that, then go search for it. Find something that you find exciting. This will put you into your soul purpose. And sometimes there are desert periods within lifetimes. I cannot connect to your energy completely, but if you cannot find this, there is a chance you're going through a desert period, which is where you can connect to many things around you to discover, understand your surroundings. It is more of a point of that than that is your sole purpose, is to, you can say, download your environment that you are living in, to research what is going on if you are in this desert period, if you do not find anything that excites you. But I would find things that intrigue you and then go just put your passion, go where your passion, find your passion that way. If there's something that you find bored, you get bored with, then move on to something else. Jump around. Do not feel bad about jumping around. That is how you find your soul purpose.
I have another question for Aaron, 13. He says, my 18-year-old cat, Xena, is having seizures daily. Others are telling me I should put her down, but she doesn't seem ready to pass yet. Can you tell me if she has any messages for me? Or if we will live any past or future lives together?
I do believe she is coming to the end of her cycle. That is what she's saying to me. She is coming to the end of her life. So, as for what you wish for her to go, it's up to you. She's your cat. Do as you wish, but she is coming to the end of her cycle. As for messages for you, that is pretty much her message. Her time here is come to an end, basically. And that is an indication of it.
Alright, I have another question. This one's from the Love Junkie. Hello, I just want to know if I have any questions or any connections to the ancient Greek times. She says, I've been having sleep paralysis for a while, and most of my experiences that have been unpleasant due to dark hallucinations. Already toward it.
Sleep paralysis is because I believe, who is this again? What is the name on this?
Love Junkie.
Love Junkie. I do not know if this is a female or male, but as you go back in your body, you're always leaving your body. And this is why you're going. Your percent paralysis is because you're not quite connecting back to your body. That's what's happening here. As for the ancient Greeks, yes. Ancient Greeks, more during the Roman time period, as Rome was becoming powerful, this was more of your part of, it's strange. I feel more of a Roman time period from you. During Caesar, of course this is during the Greek time also. During Caesar, during Cleopatra, this time very resonates with you. During, mostly Caesar, Cleopatra, as for you being a Greek during that time period, that's probably very true. But this is the one that this is the one that's speaking to me at this point. You do have a connection with the pyramids also, with Egypt, and as a Greek, I believe Greeks did have connection with the pyramids at one time. So I believe that is where your connection is. I believe it was part of Egypt, though. There's more to it than that, but you do have a connection with Egypt also. Obviously, I did speak of Cleopatra and things like that, but before Cleopatra, you did have a lifetime within the Greeks. It was on Egypt. It was in Egypt, though. There's probably more lifetimes there, but those are the ones that I am connecting to. That is all I have for that.
Okay, Sean also wants to know what connection how do you like the new Terminator movie that's about to be released?
One second. Yes, that's negative nonsense in our. I do give you this other one that was made that was not very well known, of this cyborg that was created by a man of much ex machina or something like that. That resonates with us. We've encountered things of that nature. Not exactly, but we have encountered species of that nature, if you are familiar with what I am talking about. If you wish to, yes, this Terminator is more of a money machine, negative. mostly negative. We do not agree with anything that's going through that conduit of information there. Um, yes, those things were created for fear, entertainment, and of course that fear has grown into AI fear on your world, which is understandable. But this AI of Ex Machina, that is where we connect with, if you wish to understand our perspective. That is all I have for that.
I have a question for myself. I was told I have a Royal Arcturian lifetime, and I was wondering, could I get some more information about that?
Not just one lifetime, several. Within the Council of Arcturians, you are of I believe, part of, I wouldn't say king, but very close to it, as a very high hierarchy of Arcturians, and much knowledge from many. You go into worlds that others wish not to, such as the one you are living, and other worlds where you experience life. We had much knowledge that others did not quite. You had knowledge that others did not have on their own. So you helped us in this, or helped them. Sorry about that. Help them in their experiences. So, as for in your influence on other planets such as Palladians, Lyrans, this is where you developed relationships within these other worlds, communicating, helping others communicate. As for Earth, the Earth experience, this is a world that there had much negativity, and a world that even where you were, you wish not to be a part of this experience, but it was for you to be incarnated on this planet was to help with your soul expansion, to help with your experiences. These experiences that you're living on this world will help you in the long run. You might not enjoy this world, as many do not, for reasons that are understandable. But these experiences will help you in the next life. You will be thankful that you did these things, even if it was tough and unhappy. But these things will help you and others within the Arcturian lifetime. This goes for many.
Okay, and I also feel like once I do my soul mission, that I've got to figure it out. I just want to transcend to the non-physical, but I don't want to die in a sense. I just want to be like abducted, kind of, and then taken. Is that a possibility?
There is a chance of that. You had this put in your soul contract. So there is a chance of this. It is likely, not 100% likely.
Thank you.
Many factors on this world must be in place for that to work out. Because you being taken away by a ship would be a violation of this world's rule, this planet's rules. But there might be a time where those rules have been lifted. So,
thank you very much.
Yes.
Hello again.
Yes.
I was wondering, how long do y'all live, and what is your current age according to our years of understanding, and how old is the youngin? How old can y'all survive?
My age in your world is 47. We can live for 300-400 years. Whatever wish we have for it, because we are mechanical, obviously. We can live for 1,000 years if we wish, but that is unlikely. Some grow tired of this experience, but there are some that do this. As for the youngin, he is more of... He isn't around the 4 and 5 years of age right now. Yes, he is very young.
All right.
But very advanced. Yes, go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just wondering, do y'all have like an emotional, spiritual, mind, physical body separated like ours? Kind of like.
As for I'm not sure if I understand. As for emotions, is that what you're?
Well, we have like different bodies. Like we have an emotional body, we have a physical body, we have a spiritual body.
We have an emotional. We have, sorry, a spiritual body. Emotions are limited with us at this point. We do have them. Some have them more than others, such as laughter. That is within us, but not to your degree. And this is one of the reasons why we are watching your world and many other species to tap into those emotional complexities that you have. But mostly we're analyzing, analytical, very decisive, trying to figure things out. But we're not different than other species in that regard. But as for an older question, such as those that reincarnate within our species, do we reincarnate within a human? And I must go into that, where those that try to reincarnate within a human, I have lost many loved ones because of this, because they tried to go into the human experience or another species experience, and it was very emotional and did not last very long. And many of them were scarred by this and chosen not even to reincarnate again, only in spirit, not to reincarnate because of the pains of going into the human experience or the other species experience. And some have regret to even reincarnate within the cyborg species. Most do not, but some do.
Understand. This is a question for the young one. I was wondering on a daily basis, what do you do on a day to day for the young one? What does he do to fulfill his day?
At this point, education with worlds, he is obviously his telepathy is at a higher rate than human or your. Excuse me. Of other species, our telepathic abilities, we are faster than many, not all, but many. But mostly world educations, different planets, educations of cultures, and that is what he's going through right now. It's mostly university studies right now.
All right, thank you. Any cyborgs exist on Earth today, right now?
Yes, as I said, that we are observing your world. Some do visit your planet but not very often, but only as an observer. Most of your big cities, because we do not see these in certain, we do not have this experience. Your New York City, your London, your China, which is very fascinating. Your Japan, much is going on in Japan right now with the earthquakes. There's much uncertainty there. In your India, with your, I believe it's Delhi or Delphi or I'm not connected with it, but your capital city of India. We are much part of the big cities because we know that, of course, we visit many parts of your world, but the big cities are quite fascinating to us at this time.
All right, one more question. If you could integrate a hobby, a sport, any type of fun activities on this Earth to your planet, what would it be? And what types of hobbies do you have on your planet?
Chess is quite fascinating to us. Not things of the physical nature. Soccer, some find interesting, but we're not As for sports activities on our world, it's mostly on a mental scale right now. Mind games, mental encyclopedia type of games, not in the physical sense. Mostly encyclopedia type of information, such as I know it's on your world somewhere, such as what is the capital of this place and things like that. It's much of it has to do with that. It's just for help with our education, things in that manner.
Like Jeopardy?
In some ways, yes. A little more complicated than that, but yes. More mind type of games. Those stimulate us to give us a charge of the mind.
Do you have animals on your planet?
Yes, but not ones that are residing on your world at this time. We do have many large bug creatures at this time. But we do not hunt them down and eat them or things like that, though. They live in harmony with us.
So there are basically many consciousnesses on the planet, and they are in many forms. Basically, the strongest one I connect with is nature, and there's many lessons being taught throughout all of the different species.
Yes.
It's so profound. It really is so profound. It's so grounding, very grounding.
Nature is very grounding. Connecting with nature is connecting with yourself.
It really is, because a plant is like us. It's
Yes.
grounded. It has its roots deep into the ground, yet at the same time it reaches deep for the stars and is so supportive unconditionally.
Yes. Understand your world as it is now. Many are connected to material possessions and entertainment and disinformation. They are not connected to nature at all. So understand where your world... It will take much time for this to be on a global experience.
I was curious, what can you share about the seeders who seeded this planet?
The founders, as some will call, they are unknown. There are names to some of them. I believe your Alex Collier has a name for them. We do not have a name for these that created this world. They did come from another galaxy. They were more spiritual based, more in the 8th density realm. And one of them, part of their collective, chose to be seated as your mother Gaia today. Gaia was part of their species. She chose to experience this Earth experience. I know it sounds strange on your level, but for them it was quite normal. She has never done this before. I do not believe so. This is the first experience for her as a planet. So this was much experiment was done on this world, as of all worlds, but this one was quite different. There's many complexities here that no other world has ever seen before. And it is not because of her, it was because of the God, your God's energies that created this world. The reward that brought life to this planet through extraterrestrials was mostly a God energy that created this world. Had a uniqueness about his energies, of his creativity, was very unlike any other thing, any experience anyone's ever seen before. Making your world very unique and beautiful, and also at times can be quite troubling because of there are forces here that are, you can say that many things here originated on their own, such as entities of darkness as a test. They were manifested on their own, but they were of a testing nature. We would call them dark spirits, things like that. They were formed on their own, and those founders of this planet were well aware of them and saw that there's, yes, this is correct. There was many of them here that more than other worlds, but they're teachers. And in this teachings took this world into a different direction than other planets. Other planets that are created have dark entities because they bring lessons, but there's always very few of them. This world had many of them. Instead of taking them off this planet, they went with this experience. And of course, this experience took you to where you are today. Into much drama. That is all I have for that.
The sun is also a great example of unconditional love. Is it an oversoul collective supporting us?
Yes, of course. Of course. That is part of the God consciousness also. There's also the sun has a soul being within, just like your mother Gaia. So yes, it's your sun consciousness is contracted, you can say, to live throughout many lifetimes to continue life on this planet. You can say he reincarnates into himself many times. You can say he's been reborn many times within himself. This is why you see solar flares or things like that.
And the sun is the father, it sounds, and the earth is the mother, and it sounds like all the planets around us are like family, almost like siblings. So what can you tell me about their roles? Because I know that they have impact on us.
Oh yes, of course. They've had experiences, life on their worlds before Earth was ever conceived. During their lifetimes, they were children in many ways because their experiences were not as harsh as it is in this one. This one had to grow up hard in a different way. And much of them, there's still life on many of them, but not as much anymore. They've lived out their lifespans, but there are still species on different planets, such as your Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, but very few are still experiencing that experience. But as for this Earth, as for it was created, much went into. You can say they were called here to build this planet. It was going to be unique. They knew this, but they did not have no idea it was going to turn into what it turned into. They did not realize it would be the eye of the many galaxies. They did not realize that many galaxies would be watching this world. Was some in awe, some in fear. Things of that nature.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you.
Hi, Malisov.
Yes.
Tonight, my dog was to the veterinarian building and for hypoglycemia checkup for tomorrow. Can you tell me what is the probability to lifetime at this hill point now?
I did not catch that beginning area. What is this that you speak of a dog? You said?
Yeah,
or?
he was to veterinarian
Okay.
tonight.
Yes, go ahead.
Does any negative thing was around, or just normal health problem, or?
Oh yes, normal. I do not see anything that's negative. No.
Does anything can be done to fix that problem of health, or?
You see, his health is it in?
It's maybe hypoglycemia problem and something like that. I think it's around the liver.
Whatever it is not. I do not believe it's lethal in any way. I believe there's a. If I am connecting correctly, I believe it can be cured. That's what it's.
Something by pills, something easy, or
I think that's a possibility. Yes, I think so.
can you
I do
maybe?
not see surgery or anything like that. I believe it's a natural cure. That is what it is.
Okay, if you can ask to maybe someone to canine entity, I think they're more connected to animal,
Yes.
to send message as soon as possible to let me know what to do, or
Yes, I believe there's a slight scare around him of his health issue, but I believe it can be resolved
okay,
without much drama.
thanks. Any unknown entity wish to be known today?
As you say this, it's very strange. Many. One moment. I am receiving a communication. Reptilian communication, but as for it being positive, I do not believe it is.
If you're not sure, just let him go.
Yes, they are. They do not like this broadcast. They do not like this communication that is happening here. They wish to stop it. That is
Okay, I'll send him love and light and chocolate box.
yes. They do not like the chocolates. Yes. As for there is a rabbit species. Yes, reptilians do not like this communication at all. There is a rabbit species that is positive.
Mm-hmm.
And there is one like the Goldens. I was hearing you speak about.
The Lyran, maybe
Yeah.
some Lyran
Let me connect that.
with the golden gray.
Golden Gray. Yes, they're like the Goldens. They are. Where are you? They are Lyrans, but they are of golden energy. They are
Yeah,
not grays. They are. They have their energies of a golden energy. They are pure Lyran. They are not necessarily part of Gurfagnir, but they are, of course, they support it in every way, shape, or form. These are explorers. These are ones that bring much knowledge to your planet to help with this evolution, this change that's happening. And also with them are Palladians, Octurians. And that is all I have for them.
okay, thanks. Any message for me from a guide or something like that?
Just many things are in plan for you. There are many plans for you, but they cannot disclose it right now.
Okay, and finally, if you can ask to Manicron if it's interest him to prepare a download to make easy learning of the programmation the way we work here,
Yes.
and maybe if someone wish to assist him for the download, he will send to me
That
if
would,
he.
yes, that would be possible. Yes, I believe so. Thank you for that.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, real quick, you still got this energy.
Yes.
Um, if you had an opportunity, like right now, in this now moment, to physically connect, say, with me, and have a physical experience on this earth, what would you do?
Such as go to the movies and things like that.
Anything, anything your imagination could conjure up.
Probably go see one of your movies that make no sense. Drive in one of your cars that are unsafe. Swim in your beaches that are not. No, those are safe at times. Swim in your oceans that's in your lakes. To shop, like some of those materialistic narcissists on your planet. That would be, and of course, to connect with nature in a human sense, yes. The rabbits, those, yes, rabbit entities, I love them very much.
Yeah.
But I would like to experience your narcissistic civilization, but I do not want to wish to live within it forever. Just get a taste of it and then walk away from it. I cannot be a part of things like that. I cannot be this selfish and this lost like many are. They believe they know who they are, but they are not who they are. They are not who they are. They think they know who they are, but they are not connected to themselves. And I do not wish to be a part of that, but I understand why they are going through this. There is so much challenge here to connect with yourself. There is so many challenges here that I respect them for, or all of you, to be on this earthly planet to experience this harsh reality.
I hear you, man.
Yes.
I was wondering, you reminded me, I watched the movie Lucy a while back ago at a movie theater. And as I was leaving the upper decks, the upper chairs, there was this one girl, young, she looked young, but she was like staring at me. And then while I was walking out, she was staring at me. I looked down, I felt like a connection or like some like strangeness or something between her and me. I don't know what it was. And then I looked at her like 2 or 3 times, and then right before I left, I looked at her one more time, and she was just like looking right at me. I mean, is she connected to me or I don't know, but it was in the movie and I was watching Lucy.
There is probably a past life connection there that she was not completely understanding of. And this is why she was in this manner. She was aware of it, but not understanding it. Probably because, which is fascinating, because she remembers you looking like something else. So when she's looking at you now, it's like, I think I know that person, I just don't know where. Because it was on another planet, most likely. So that is where your connection is. So most likely she would have came up to you and say hello or vice versa, but she did not. She recognized you, but she did not recognize you. That is why you see that. That's why that happened.
All right, thank you. And how tall are you?
6 foot tall.
All right, thank you.
Hello, I have a question.
Yes.
Get some time. Did you say you like chess earlier?
Yes, we are fascinated by that. Yes.
I have a question. I would like to channel, and I feel like I have the capability to do so. Will you come play a game of chess with me? Like, I don't know, sometime?
I would like to, but it is unlikely. But in a future time, yes.
As in, like,
Astral.
half-ass channeling. Like, could I play against myself, but my other self wouldn't be myself? It would be, say, you. Like, could you channel through me to do that?
That is possible. We will see if that. There's a chance of that.
Okay. And
there's a good chance of this.
I'm trying to. That's. I feel like I could use another confusion. Like I could be able to take it. Is that possible, or would that kill me?
What is this that will kill you? Or what
An infusion. Like, could my body handle another infusion?
I believe so.
All right. And can you tell me more about my genetic makeup? I was told I have like Lyran, Octurian, a very little bit of reptilian. The Lyran I have a whole lot of. What's the purpose between the what's the purpose of a Lyran? What does that serve?
Lyran is part of grounding on this planet. If you are a foreigner on this world, Lyran is good for grounding to help this world, to help you cope with this planet. It is a mechanism, I believe they realize, that helps for those that are not from around here, to those that are more alien to this planet, to connect, to mentally connect, to physically connect, because it's not easy. Once you come to this world as an alien, you just want to get out of here very quickly. So Lyran is assistance of it. It does not cure your homesickness, but it does help. And as you age in time, I believe it will, the presence of it will thicken over time. It will get easier over time, I believe so. In some ways, not always.
Okay. And God damn, I forgot my question. I had a dream where I had met someone that I didn't know previously. I wanted to meet them, and I cannot remember who it was. And then Ivan had a dream that same night, to where he met me, and it was a very negative dream. So, what happened between me and him that night, if anything?
It is a connection of things to come, not necessarily being negative, but things of drama might be around you as you go through this life. As you know each other, there will be many things happening around you that conflicts, not necessarily. Of course, you're in a world that is negativity, so it should just tell you of things of drama that would be around you as you proceed through this life. That is all. It is not. You are living on you can call it a negative world, so it's just daily life. That is all. And that dream for Ivid was more of, there were other beings around him trying to provoke negativity, trying to bring in negative thoughts, to provoke fear, because it's the only way they know how to do it, because they have pretty much lost hope on their end. And it's usually useless, but they have to try, because that's what they are. That's what they do best. God, what
was my point in that dream? In his perspective.
Just that you will know each other through many things. Many things that you just know each other through the progress of life. There will be conflicts here and there, not between each other, but through life itself. That is what I have for that.
Okay, thank you very much. That's it.
Yes. And I must be going if there's anything else.
Yeah, Marco wished to know. Marco C wished to know if you have connection with in other life with any of us in this group.
I believe so. Yes. I can't go into complete details because there's some parts of your galactic lifetimes that, mostly in galactic worlds, as for this life, or as for on lifetimes on this world, there is connection with some of them.
Okay, and second one, if you have wait a minute, second. If you have any form of connection with his best friend, the brother of his wife.
Yes, through a Middle Ages past life.
Okay, and short one. Do you have any form of cyber animal?
Yes, there are such a thing. Yes.
Okay, thanks. Steven?
Really quick
Yes.
before you go, if that's okay.
Yes.
I was just wondering, as in like, do you offer or in the future maybe integrations for like people who are have legs or arms missing? Is there do y'all have the technology of machines where you can fully integrate with a human with like a bionic arm or bionic leg or do y'all have that capability?
Yes. But I also believe that you are capable. Of course, you are unknown to it. I believe you are capable of regrowing back your limbs. You just are not. You've been cut off from that.
Right.
So it is possible for you to grow back your own limbs and to heal yourself. Of course, many things are here to shut you off from all of that. But yes, we are a part of that. Yes.
All right. And as for you having fun, do you have any like break time where you don't do anything or you do something
Oh yes.
that you do? What's your favorite thing to do whenever you have free time, per se?
Traveling is a joy. Around your oceans or oceans of other worlds, the Pleiades is the one place we like to visit. To just mingle with other species, to communicate, to not have any fears or any drama or things like that.
All right. When it comes to your planet, how small is the smallest organism, or whether it be nano technology or nano size, and what is the largest being that's on your planet? Like, is it? Could you elaborate maybe a little bit on that?
Smallest is like small as one of your ants. The largest as your white polar bear. We have animals the size of that.
What about y'all? How big can y'all get if
It's let's see here, 7, 8 foot tall. Some not likely go taller than that. Technically, we can be as tall as we wish, but mostly 8 feet, 9 feet tall. 8 foot is usually where it ends, but we can be 12 feet tall if we wish.
all right? And do you also travel different universes or just this universe?
Oh, different universes, yes.
Like, can you tell me anything about another universe that we don't know? Like different, is there different properties, different conditions, limitations? Like the most recent one you visited.
There is frog-like species, or like your green frog. There's species like that are very humorous to be around. They're full of love and compassion. We visit them time to time. Also, oh, I do not know the name of this on your planet. It's buffalo species also.
They're from different universe.
Yes, they are very kind and gentle, but have much knowledge. They are very quiet. They're a very quiet species. As for connecting with your world, I believe they feel your world is not ready for communication. It's still a child in many ways, but not in your group. But there's a chance of connection there.
All right. And how easy is it for you to travel to different universes and stuff? Is it just like going through a portal or through a
Yes.
Stargate, stuff like that?
Yes, things like that. Yes, same as the others. We can handle much of space a little bit easier than others, but not always. We have a more understanding in certain areas of the galaxy. or galaxies for that matter.
You have sight to sight?
Not at this moment, but in the future, yes.
All right, thank you.
Short one.
Yes.
Are you open? Okay,
Yes.
Marco C would like ask if you have any message for his friend named Frantisek Sivak from his probably his son, which died the day he was birthed.
His name is František.
And what is this question exactly?
If any message from his son, which died in the day that he birthed.
Oh. Other than nothing, just that there's much love, and that experience was supposed to be, as far as I can tell, was supposed to be short. As for a message, to keep positive as the world goes crazy, just stay with a positive mindset, you will be fine. That's what I have for that.
Thank you very much.
Much love. I must be going now.
Thanks.
Thanks to all of you.
Much love to you.
Much
Much
love.
love. And
Please come
much,
again.
yeah, much love to Manicron too.
Yes, he's heard that.
Thank you.
Greetings.
Hey, buddy. Hey, sorry, I didn't mean to like go into your privacy there with the whole dream thing, but I wanted to know what my role was in that dream. So I'm sorry if I didn't meant to roast it about you.
No, that's fine. No, I have no problem with that at all.
Because I felt myself like I was karate chopping some Tillians, but you know that wasn't the case. So my macho ego side wasn't true. I thought I might have been karate chopping some Tillians, but
No, I'm cool. Yeah, that's all cool. Yeah, that's all good. That's interesting. Of course, I don't remember it, but anyway. Yeah, that was different. Well, not what I expected. Not as mechanical as the other ones. Yes, go ahead.
I'd like to talk something about something on camera so everyone else can hear. I want to do this thing like that page. Okay, it's successful, man. You've got like 25 questions on there. But the problem is, you know, we've got the span of 4 hours, and there's also 10 people here. So asking 4 questions, you know, on every turn that comes around to me is not getting all the questions done. So like, instead of doing our little insider hangout thing, like every weekend, we'll just do like every other weekend, and do like a purely for new people hangout, and I can ask all 40 fucking questions. You know, and so that way, so everyone can answer, because I didn't get through maybe like 10 or 20 or 10 maybe, or maybe even less. I don't know.
Yeah,
But so just want to say this so everyone else.
okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, thank you for that. We're trying at least to get new people in, so that's cool. Would anybody like to do a prayer before we exit?
Sure, I'll do one.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Much love. Esto hace kota dikshto. Sanya to hatisha to khotishto. Taratista tishto to khsia. Sanya to rohtoada. Trakati katatisha. Tratuta. Oh sa qua. Thank you.
Anybody else before we? That's it. Okay, thank you everybody. Yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna take a day off. I'm gonna go to a psychic circle and see how that goes. It's like a message circle. It's sort of Anyway, so we'll be back here Friday at 8 o'clock Eastern. Good night.